We're going to continue looking at angles, definition of angles and its parts, and what happens when we do things to an angle, like bisect it, how to construct or copy an angle, as well as how to bisect the angle. Now, part of the homework is definitions. You can use the class notes, or you can use the previous day's video in order to get the definition. Once you get beyond the definitions, we come to this problem: construct an angle congruent on ray BC here, congruent to angle A. So how are we going to do that? It's really not too bad. What we want to do is we want to place our compass. We're going to put the bullseye end on point A, and we're going to open up our compass however far we want. Really doesn't make a difference. You can make it as far out or as close to point A as you want. I'll put it here, kind of in the middle here, and we'll just make a mark. What I'll do now is I'll move it over so that my bullseye is on point B here, and I'm going to make another nice little mark here. So now we know that this mark runs through this bottom right here, which we could say is the ray BC here, and it also runs through this right here. So it's going to be running off in this direction. So the question becomes, where is the point over here that I have to draw another ray? I need to know the distance between the 2 points of intersection that I created. So I'm going to put my bullseye end on one side here, and I'm going to open or close the pencil so that my pencil is now where my first drawn arc intersects the top right here. So we draw it, and we can see we made a nice little intersection. So because I put my bullseye point on the arc, I'm going to put my bullseye part on this point of intersection. And I'll draw another mark. Now I have this point of intersection right here. That is where I'm going to draw my ray. So I'm going to draw a ray from point B through that point of intersection, and I now have copied angle A. And if you are unsure, you can always get out the protractor to measure the angle degree. All you have to do is line it up nicely. So we'll put there, and we are looking at approximately a 53, 54 degree angle. And if you want to make sure you got it right, place it. Looks like we got a 52 to 53 degree angle. So we have successfully copied. Now the other thing that happens is if we draw an angle bisector, a bisector cuts in half. So here we have ray BD bisecting angle ABC. So if we consider this purple mark here, that's angle ABC. So from A to B to C, that's the whole thing. I'm not going to do all of these. I'm only going to do one of these because it's all the same practice. We are told if ABD is 4x plus 18 and ABC is 52, we need to find the value of x. So we are told this part right here is 4x plus 18. And we are told the full thing here is 52 degrees. So if ABD is worth 4x plus 18, and the whole thing is 52, the question becomes, how do I find the x? Well, bisector cuts it in half. So if the top half is 4x plus 18, the bottom half is also going to be 4x plus 18. And in math, we know that the whole is equal to the sum of its parts. So the whole thing here is 52. And we know it's equal to the sum of its parts. So this part is 4x plus 18, and that part is 4x plus 18. So we're going to add them together. So we got 4x plus 18 plus 4x plus 18. To make my life easier, I'm going to combine like terms. So 52 equals, I can combine my 4x and 4x to get 8x. And I can combine 18 and 18 to get 36. So here we need to find x for this particular problem. So we'll subtract 36 from both sides. And we get 16 equals 8x. We'll divide by 8. 16 divided by 8 gives me 2. Gives me a value of x. So 2 is equal to x. So in this particular scenario, 2 is equal to x. And we have to go through the other problems, and we might have to erase what we wrote down in our picture because they're going to give us different values. So in this particular case, for part A, the values that they gave us means we come up with a value of x. Letter B, we're told the whole ABD is y squared minus y. DBC is 72. We need to find the value of y. So they changed the values in the letters. So if you want to write them in, you'd have to erase what you wrote for part A and then write in what you have for part B. And this last problem, number 10 here, that I'm going to do with you, we're going to construct the angle bisector of this angle, and it's going to be very similar to what we did with copying. So what we want to do is we want to take our compass, place the bullseye end on point A, and we're going to open up as far as we want. So I'm going to place it there, and I'm going to mark. That's about as far as we get with like we did with copying an angle. From here, all I have to do now is measure the distance across my markings. So step 1 is I am going to place the bullseye on one of my 2 points of intersection, and I'm going to make it so my pencil is on the other point of intersection. So now we're going across the angle here. And I want to mark out further into the angle. And then what I do next is I swap the sides. So once I mark in this case, the bottom part of the angle, I need to mark what's on the top part. So again, we don't have to move anything. We just have to measure out. So that way there the bullseye's on this point of intersection and the pencil's on the top point of intersection. And again, we're going to mark out. And notice we got a fancy little X here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a ray from point A out through that point of intersection. And we have now successfully bisected that angle. So again, simple construction using compass and a ruler. And that is copying an angle, using properties of a bisector to find missing values. We can also plug the missing value in to find the actual measurement of an angle, and we can use a compass and ruler to bisect an angle like we did here.